Hey there YouTube, it's Rebecca again. Wanted to show you a little bit more about my Traveler's Notebook bullet journal. I know that that's been a hot topic lately. The boho berry just got a chic sparrow, and so she's really excited about that. So I think a lot of people are going to start getting interested in the idea of moving their bullet journal into a traveler's notebook. So I wanted to kind of go through some ideas that I had to kind of get you started, help you thinking about how that's really done, because it's a new system for a lot of people. Probably aren't thinking about how it's set up. So it's got a lot of really cool opportunities. I think it's really great for people, especially people who are in like a Moleskine or a Leuchtturm or whatever, and they're filling up journals multiple times a year. If you go through a bullet journal in 3 months, 4 months, anytime less than a year, I would say consider a traveler's notebook. It could be a really good option for you because you can only you can leave in long-term collections, future logs, and things for the whole year in one insert, and then replace the inserts that you go through more quickly. It's also really good just for people who enjoy do-it-yourself stuff, and I know that applies to a lot of bullet journalers in general, but you can make your own notebooks, you can make your own dashboards, bookmarks, you can get really creative, and so it's a lot of fun and just a really great way to get exactly what you want. What I would recommend when you're considering a traveler's notebook for a bullet journal, I would recommend starting in one book. Start in your Moleskine, start in your Leuchtturm, start in your composition notebook or whatever. But just start in one book and sort of figure out the way that you do the way that you bullet journal. Figure out, how many kinds of pages you use, figure out what kind of collections you'd like to make, what kind of dailies and weeklies you like, how many pages you go through in a month, and all that kind of data will be useful when you then move into the traveler's notebook. And then when you're going to look into buying a traveler's notebook, you're really going to want to consider what size. That's one of the great things about traveler's notebooks is they come in so many different sizes that bound notebooks don't. So maybe you like the A5 and you want to stick with an A5 traveler's notebook. That's great. Maybe you want to get a Midori and you want that standard Midori size, which is a little bit narrower and taller. Personal size is the same way. Or maybe you want something really small like a field notes. Consider those different sizes, consider how much space you need on a day-to-day basis or for your collections, and then go ahead and just try out, like print out some pages or just take some blank paper, make yourself just like a little notebook that you carry around for a week or two, figure out how that size works for you, and try that with a couple different sizes. The Chic Sparrow and Foxy Fix both have size charts on their websites that help you figure out precisely how big each of their different sizes are, and that can help you determine what's available and then which size you want to actually end up picking before you invest, because it can be an investment to buy a leather notebook. So once you've got your notebook and you're ready to start putting in your inserts, I would say there's sort of two ways to organize your inserts and separate your pages. You can organize things by their use. So for example, I have in here a long form journal. It's just for journaling, it's blank. I have a notebook in here that's just for planning things for my sister's wedding. So you can do things like that. That's like one particular use. I had a notebook for notes for our Bible study that it's not in here right now. And so things that consider, like ask yourself, after this notebook is full and archived on my shelf, do I want all of these pages to be together for my reference? If they don't need to be together, then just like the bullet journal where you turn the page and use it for, thing A and then turn the page, use it for thing B and back and forth. If it doesn't matter to you what order they're in, then don't worry about it. But if you do want a certain notebook that has everything for one topic, notes for a class, project pages for a particular thing, then you can go ahead and put an insert for just that thing, and it's really great to have that in your bullet journal. The other way you can organize your inserts is by duration, and by that I mean how long that insert is going to be with you in your journal. So for example, I have my long-term collections in one insert with my future log and my long-term collections in one notebook. And then this one's going to stay with me all year. But then my monthly insert comes and goes every month. And then I have a short-term collections insert that whenever it's full, it'll get replaced. So I have long-term collections, things like reference pages, long-term trackers, the future log, or things that I can, reuse the spread can all go in my long-term insert. And then I don't have to rewrite those every time I move into a new journal. And then my short-term things are like shopping lists and, short-term week-long projects and notes that are, scrap paper. Those things don't need to stay with me. So that's really the question you should be asking yourself is, how long is this page going to be useful for me? If it's long-term, put it in one insert. If it's short-term, put it in another. And that way everything is always, the useful things are with you and the unuseful things can go. So if you've decided you want to move into Traveler's Notebook, the last thing you have to do is obviously pick the actual notebook you want. There are so many reviews on YouTube of different brands of notebook. You can consider fabric dories and vegan leather, real leather. You can get as fancy as you like or as simple as you like. But I really recommend, just as a shout out, the Facebook Buy Sell Trade group. It's just called Traveler's Notebooks, Inserts and Dashboards. Buy Sell Trade, and I've gotten both of the journals that I own from the Buy Sell Trade group, and I was able to save a little bit of money and still get a really good quality notebook. I love my Chic Sparrow here. And so that is pretty much everything I had to share with you. I know that it's just one person's opinion, so I would really encourage anybody who bullet journals in a traveler's notebook or is considering it, go ahead and comment below. What do you do? What considerations did you take before you moved in? What did I miss, right? Let people know, share your information and your tips and tricks below for everyone else who's considering moving into traveler's notebooks. I think it's a really great system, and I encourage you all to consider giving it a shot. I will see you guys in another couple weeks for another video. Subscribe if you want to see more of my bullet journal, and I will see you guys next time.